Episode 1, Blackbox in the Dust. The stars over burned cold and distant as the Malta slipped free from the docking clamps of the USS Trinity. Captain John Harrison stood motionless on the bridge, hands folded behind his back, eyes fixed on the carrier's massive silhouette shrinking behind them. For years, he had trained for combat, for fleet engagements and hostile intercepts, but command rarely began with glory. It began with responsibility. First assignment just came through, Ensign Ashley Mahler said, her fingers dancing across the tactical console. Distress signal, civilian cargo hauler Montego. Transponder confirms Type 9 heavy. Lieutenant Stephen Thompson frowned from engineering. Type 9s don't crash unless something goes very wrong. John turned, location. Planetary body Salati VIIB, Ashley replied. High metal content, thin atmosphere, signal cut out 6 hours ago. Sarge's voice came over the intercom from the Marine Bay. My people are suited up already, Captain. Crash site means unknown hostiles. John nodded once. That's why we're going in, plot the course. The Malta surged forward, frame shift, drive spooling, with a rising whine before space stretched and collapsed around them. Salati VIIB was a scarred world, iron-red plains broken by jagged black rock, dust storms crawling across the horizon like living things. The Montego lay half-buried in a shallow impact crater, her hull torn open, cargo containers scattered like bones. Picking up no life signs, Ashley reported quietly. Emergency beacon still transmitting but weak. John's jaw tightened. Set us down 2 clicks out. I want eyes on before we commit. The Malta's landing thrusters kicked up clouds of rust-colored dust as she touched down. Moments later, John led the surface team down the ramp, Sarge and 4 Marines in full combat armor, Ashley providing overwatch via drone feed, and Thompson monitoring ship systems from orbitry standby. The silence planetside was absolute. The Montego was dead. Hull plating was scorched, not from atmospheric entry, but from energy discharge. Sarge ran a gauntleted hand over the blackened metal. This wasn't an accident, he growled. Looks like precision damage. They moved in carefully, boots crunching against debris. Inside the shattered cockpit, bodies were strapped into seats, visors cracked, eyes frozen in terror. No survivors, John said softly. Captain, one of the Marines called out, found the black box. It was lodged beneath a collapsed bulkhead, surprisingly intact. Thompson's voice crackled through John's comms. Bring it back whole. I'll crack it aboard the Malta. As they secured the scene, Ashley's drone camera paused on something odd, deep gouges in the hull, not matching any known weapon profile. Captain, she said slowly, I'm not pulling pirate signatures. This doesn't match anything in the system database. John looked back at the wreckage, a chill crawling up his spine. Let's get off this rock. Back aboard the Malta, the bridge lights dimmed as Thompson decrypted the recovered data. Commander's logs are corrupted, he muttered, but I'm getting fragments. The main display flickered to life. A tired, unshaven man appeared, Commander Elias Cortez, captain of the Montego. His voice was strained, breath uneven. Log entry 3, unscheduled. If anyone finds this, we didn't crash. Something pulled us out of supercruise. No IFF, no comms response. The image jumped. Warning alarms blared faintly in the background. It's not Thargood, not like the reports. It's watching us, scanning like we're cargo. The feed distorted violently. Hull breach on deck 3. Crew's panicking. Static. Another fragment resolved. Cortez was bleeding now. Final luck. Tell Salati Command this system isn't safe. The trade lanes, they're probing them. This is a test. We were never the target. The screen went black. No one spoke. Ashley finally broke the silence. Captain, the Montego was hauling industrial equipment, Nothing valuable. John stared at the darkened display. Then why her? Steve swallowed, because she was alone. John straightened, the weight of command pressing heavier than ever. Transmit the logs to the Trinity, he ordered. Priority encryption, then flag this system-wide. Sarge cracked his knuckles. Sounds like Salati just became a front line. John looked out into the stars beyond the canopy, once symbols of freedom, now riddled with unseen threats. This had been their first assignment. It wouldn't be their last.